Good day to you, one and all. It is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. By popular demand, I'm going to be discussing The Strokes today and looking carefully at one of their songs that's called Last Night, which came out in... when was it now? Let me look at my research. Hang on a second. It came out in 2001. Last Night is considered the Strokes' most successful song, and it was released in 2001 as the second single from their debut album, Is This It? That's the one that's got like, seems to have like a lady, maybe I'm only seeing what I want to see. No, it can't be that. No, there seems to be a gloved hand on a lady's posterior, which, and then it's called Is This It? Which reminds me a lot of Spinal Tap, actually, a band that I've recently spoken of. Just because I think that's what they said when they were given the black album cover that was the safe alternative to Smell the Glove, you know? So there's a glove, and Is This It? I always thought about Spinal Tap. Maybe that was deliberate. Maybe, of course, it wasn't. Anyway, Justin Hawkins rides again. So, the song's opening guitar riff and overall structure is based on American Girl by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I love Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I particularly love that song, actually. I'm struggling a bit with trying to fit these headphones on over my hat. I know I've been in this conundrum, but here we go. Oh shit! Just one can on. Right, try that. Pop that in there. Bring this one down a bit. And all things considered, it may be voila, perfect. Right, let's have a look at this video. The video I'm actually referencing is Last Night on Top of the Pops. Remember Top of the Pops, the English music show from the BBC? Brilliant. You can see. So he's playing this. I would always play it here. But then, you know, that's why I'm not in the Strokes, I suppose. It's part of their signature sound. This is like, I think it's in C, probably, based on the fact that he's playing a C. But he's playing a C with another C here, and an octave, and he's not fretting the string in the middle, he's just going. Good technique. That vocal style, I mean, in terms of the recording of it, it's really distorted without doing the last night. He's not doing the Ian Brown, but there's some sort of distortion pedal or something in the channel that's adding saturation to his voice, and then nothing else. There's no reverb or echo or, you know, delay or anything like that. It's just right in your face. I think that was part of the sonic signature that really made this band stand out. You know, years ago, The Darkness and the Strokes were on the same tour. We were touring in Australia, and I remember in those days it was just after the 90s. So in the 90s, of course, everybody used to slag each other off. It was brilliant fun, you know. It was part of it, really. So the Strokes and the Darkness were always slagging each other off. It was great. But actually, I really liked them in person. There was one day when I think they did come to the dressing room to try and have a confrontation with us. We ended up being friends in the end of it. Anyway, we just had a great time touring together. But it was really funny because something that we'd said had struck a nerve or something, and it had led to this tete-a-tete. Where they all sort of arrived en masse at the dressing room. The only person in the dressing room was Frankie, and Frankie Poulan from The Darkness was probably drinking some tea with a saucer and just like, hello boys, how you doing? All right, that's a bit with a Scottish accent. And I think they probably thought better of it because, you know, Frankie's about 7 foot tall, and he's Scottish, so he fights dirty. No offence to anyone in Scotland, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so after we'd kissed and made up and we were all friends, then another thing came out in the press that apparently our drummer Ed had said, which was stating that the Strokes' latest album was appalling. and then I think Ed tried to backtrack by saying that what he actually said was appealing. Sorry, I'm still a bit ill, actually. Love the Strokes, though. This is brilliant.
Well, I've been in town for just now 15 minutes now. Remember, I feel so down. I don't know why.
Taking Nonchalant to a new level here, aren't they? But they're responsible, I think, for a lot of what I sort of talk about as being the sort of the male silhouette in rock and roll music. Pointy shoes, tiny little leather jacket that might have been bought from a thrift store. I think the drummer's letting the side down, as drummers often do, sartorially, just because he's just wearing a red sweatshirt, you know, phoning it in somewhat. But, you know, that's what drummers are like, I think. They don't really care, do they? So but if you actually look at Julian Casablancas' hair there, it could be called a mullet, actually, like an early sort of... it's a modern mullet. You know, it's definitely not what you'd call an Uber mullet. This band really suits Top of the Pops, actually. Like Top of the Pops has always been a sort of slightly old school music aesthetic, you know. If you look at the way that stage is set up, so there's a lot of old-fashioned park hand lights forcing beams left, right and centre, and then this lovely kind of floating truss above them with about 100 normal lights on it. And that sort of thing just looks really 70s to me, and it really suits this band. This bit here, when it returns to the sort of C pedal, that's the bit that really sounds like Tom Petty, isn't it? Imagine the bass. So, you know, whilst it seems kind of, you know, nonchalant throwaway in terms of the way the guitars are sort of played lazy, this is a really... I think this solo is actually quite well written. So it's like something like... Is it like that? I love that he's doing one of these ones at the end. He's sort of so it's so and he ends on this, which is a very saucy blues rock maneuver. So you take it's in C. So this is the root up here, this is the C. So you play like 3 semitones above that, and then 6 semitones down, the Diablo interval, on the next string down, so on 1 fret down. You bend that up a semitone, so it's quite a subtle little bend. You got to be able to feel it. And then you give it a bit of wobble, and it gives it that blues stuff. So it's really, that's a good bit of guitar playing, actually. A lot of people in the early noughties used to wear those digital watches, didn't they? I think Casio were just giving them away. The bass player's on a Rickenbacker as well, 4003 or something like that. I don't know why it's called the 4003. Maybe it's a clue. 4003. No, it probably isn't that.
I turn around.
He's really putting some stink on his vocal for this last bit. This is a great performance, actually, isn't it? I didn't. Feels like it's the whole band playing live, but it's definitely a live vocal at least. That's what it used to be on Top of the Pops. You used to have to sort of sing along to a backing track. I think this is fully live. They got a microphone going into the bass drum. That's the giveaway. They would never bother to mic a thing up if they're not going to use it. Yeah, that's really great. Okay, well done, The Strokes. That's a brilliant song, isn't it? It's definitely inspired by that Tom Petty track that we talked about earlier, but it bears no resemblance to it other than the tempo and some of the ways that the guitars are arranged. As a song, you'd never be able to play those two on an acoustic and suggest that they're related at all, really. I think that's a good way to sort of take influence from something. And also, what better artist to take influence from than Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers? I need to do an episode on those guys. Remind me, guys. Remind me in the comment section. Not of this video. Now I remember. On a later video. Justin Hawkins rides again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications and watch one of these two videos.